Hello. All right, I can see the sound. Oh, sorry. Mm, all right, there we go. I was trying to get everything running here. All right, so welcome to a day of excitement. In my best dry eyes voice, right? Yeah, 33, 14, 9, 13, 17. Woo! Screaming at minus 21. And yeah, pound yen, minus 22. So yeah, not a lot going on. Yeah, last full week of August. This is what we have to work with here. Is it unjustified? I mean, there's not really a whole lot out there right now. Unfortunately, this is August. You know, every year you hope, you hope it'll be better, and some years, it's surprising. You get a lot more movement in August than you would normally assume. Um, Today is not that day. Today is not that day. And again, people on vacation, lower volume, lack of any, major news releases and things like that. This is what you see. This is what you see. And not even really any major headlines, right? Right? Greece is back, but recovery is not over. And, we know that China, a lot of stuff going on here, right? 9-month lows, right? Bunch of different topics there. Um, so yeah, just not a lot there. Today, day one of BRICS. We'll see what comes out of that if there's any major headlines from it. I don't expect too much today, being day one. Oof. Still got the fruit fly thing. Man, this fruit fly thing's gonna drive me crazy. So yeah, are they trying to drink my coffee? Like, wait a second. If they're in my coffee, I was like, we're gonna have some major problems here. They are not in my coffee, but they do like the monitors. Kind of crazy. Um, So yeah, this morning we do have some existing home sales expected to be pretty much what it was. Richmond Manufacturing, the smallest of the three, um, not too big of a deal. New Zealand tonight maybe gives us a little bit of a hiccup in the Asian session. Um, Again, it's an okay number. It's all right. Um, you know, you're gonna trade something like the New Zealand dollar, New Zealand yen. It may not be horrible, but those are that's like the best release we got today, and it's only considered orange just because again overseas release, right? Overseas release. As far as rolling in tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we actually have some data, and maybe the first day this week we see some major movements out there. It's all the PMI data, right? We start off with French data early on at 3:30. We have Germany cranking in. 4 o'clock we have Euro. We have day two of BRICS. I expect there to be more headlines coming from that. Then at 4:30 we start with the pound, right? Um, and then followed by CAD, and then we have the U.S. data, the manufacturing and services data. So, um, as far as any major changes here, and if it could provide some big movement. Um, oh God, there's one that just is like going crazy here. Not expected. Nothing is expected to kind of jump. I think German services are has the potential to be down in the 50s, maybe potentially damaging, going to a contraction. You can see right here, Euro Flash services overall going from 50.9 to 50.6. Again, not a big deal whatsoever. That point 0.3 doesn't matter. But again, expected to go down. And if it does break below 50, then it is considered a contraction. So, yeah, there's that. As far as the pound goes, again, maybe Flash services there drops below. That could also hurt the pound pretty bad. All right, there's one. I'm gonna get the. There's one that just wants to keep flying around the microphone. I don't know why he likes the microphone so much. I really have no idea. Um, it's crazy. He just likes the microphone. I don't know. And then as far as the U.S. goes, one's below, one's above. So again, not a lot tomorrow morning. But all that will come in fast and furious. You know, tomorrow morning. So, hold on. All right, sorry. All right. All right. So that's what we're working with. Let's go across. We'll go back from silver, and again, silver climbing a little bit. So VIX. Yesterday we talked about the VIX deteriorating. It did. It popped up a little bit around that 11 o'clock time frame, 11:30 time frame. It just collapsed and went down. In the overnight last night, really not a whole lot of movement. And again, no major data points out there that would have kind of jacked us around. So. um, there we go. All right. Today, eh. Oh, here you go. New global order or just bricks in the wall? It's funny. Bricks is actually it's funny. Everybody makes jokes about bricks, right? A lot of memes about they'll never take over. They'll never do that. They'll never do this. But their GDPs actually or their you know, they're actually larger in trade volume than the G7 is. So they do actually have power if they could learn to wield it and flex it. Um, so yeah, they do have more than what we expect. So right now, not necessarily a big deal. Dollar again, we talked yesterday about 103.58. We're actually at 103.58 right now. You can see we had that nice little push up. Actually, from yesterday, from down here, we kind of pushed up until that 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then we pushed back down again. And then European session took over, and European session came in right here at 3 o'clock, and boom, it's been kind of taken off to the top side. And honestly, I think the writing is on the wall, right? Um, the writing being on wall that there could be some more raises, right, to interest rates. And again, just kind of with China faltering, kind of going to safety, there's a lot of factors out there. There's actually a great article out yesterday talking about how, although everybody's convinced that we're going to avoid a recession completely, a lot of the data points out there right now, right, a lot of the data points out there right now are actually looked at as being pro-inflationary, which again is not kind of what we want. Um, but again, being up at this 103.58, I think it's important to note that, hey, listen, um, again, we've seen sellers up here. We've had a huge push up. There will probably be some profit taking coming in. Um, again, we like to see this kind of turn, roll. But is it going to be a monstrous day of movement today? Unfortunately, right now, there's not a whole lot out here justifying major movements. But we are hitting areas where sellers have been confirmed in the past. All the indices right now, technically in the green. YM is somewhat close, right? It's somewhat close. There, now it's just slightly ticked in there. Overall, there's not really any major news that we need to, I think, today that you're like, ooh, right? Um, Nothing really major. There was a lot of commentary yesterday talking about how, with everything that NQ did yesterday, right? Like, is this a great time to be buying? And everyone's like, no, not really. This is a great, this is just a simple kind of pop, but expect more troubles coming. Was kind of the general consensus across the board. So we should see, for the most part, I would expect kind of a tame day today. I wouldn't expect anything too crazy. As far as commodities go, I mean, dollar is up, right? It's up pretty decent this morning, and then again, you'd expect to see commodities down, and we are. Oil's right above 80. 80.07, it's down 0.07, so not much. Natural gas down 0.8, which is somewhat decent. We're trying to break through that 260 mark. Gold down just a smidge, but again, we're still right around that 1893 or 1890 to 1895 ish area. And silver's down 0.1, just a little smidge, and it's holding at that 23.25 mark. And again, I think that is a little bit too high, personally still. Um, and I think that has the ability to kind of fall more today. And again, with the dollar being up the way that it is, I just, right now, gold and silver are basically doing exactly the same amount, right? They're down 0.04 ish, right? I guess silver now has gone to 0.11, so I guess it has doubled. But we should see some more kind of generalized movement in this one. I do personally believe silver's too high. I think it needs to come back down. I think 22.75 is probably where it belongs right now. I think it's about 50 cents too high. Especially with, again, remember, I mentioned it yesterday that, silver also has an industrial metal purpose. With China slowing down, there's going to be less demand on it. So it's the rise right now is purely a kind of currency speculation type tool. So, but you're saying they're both flat again. Technically, I don't think anybody understands what to do with them. Is inflation done? Remember, these are hedges for inflation. You want to hold them when we're in a pro-inflationary environment. I actually personally believe that we technically are in a pro-inflationary environment right now. Um, I think if the Fed does nothing, right? If the Fed literally does nothing right now, it's saying, "Oh, you know what? It's working. We just need to give it some time." I think we will see inflation continue to rise. I think we've been resilient enough. I think again, oil at 80, and being happy about oil at 80, right? Um, we know OPEC is continuing to hold things. What happens all of a sudden in a month from now when China is like, okay, we're out, our growth is back on, and demand spikes again? And if we're sitting above 80, where does that take oil prices? So I actually think that we are more in a pro inflationary environment right now, um, particularly with wages. I think labor is too strong. I think too many, you know, too many people are still focused on, um, you know, I think the JOLTS data is still way too high. I think the unemployment rate is still way too low. Yeah, interest rates are high. I heard yesterday that like with autos, they said inventory's in, but it's not as. I guess there's a potential strike coming in autos. The UAW or whatever it is. There's a potential strike coming in September. So automotive, they've bulked up inventories to kind of go through that, but people are buying cars now up to 70 months at a 14% interest rate. That's the current average right now. Oop, sorry, there was a big fruit fly that I just smacked out of the air in front of me. I think it may have been two. We don't want that happening. So yeah, 14%. So we got that going on. So let's go over the Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, yesterday we were sitting right, we were at Monday at 10, right in here. And we mentioned it's not really trending too much. You can see that it did come up, and we mentioned a level there, and it's kind of hit it, and it's over 1-to-1 at this point. It reversed at 5:30 this morning, which again, common reversal time that we tend to see. Big question I had about this one is, will we get all the way back down to kind of where we originally had put the profit target at, which was 63.81. Now, there is some basing in here. Again, there's a level, and it kind of tested, and there was a little bit of a pop at 2 o'clock today. So, you know, eh, it's there, right? Eh, I think it has the ability to come down. The question is, will the dollar run into sellers? We've run out of steam in this one. Um, eh, it's okay. I think it's not a bad run. I mean, from the level right now, it's turned around. It's about 33 pips down. It is exactly turning where it should have. If you were looking for something on more of a minor kind of 8 o'clock this morning type run, you would have been able to run here to here, which is 10. There you go. So 10 for 30, we'd probably be out. So there was actually a trade this morning there, right? Using that. And it does look like it actually did come through the other side. Yeah, so it was a 10 for 30. Right now it's a 10.6. Hold on. Let's get it dead on. Um, Actually, it's 8. We would put that at 10. 10 would be there. 30 would be right there. So it actually did pass, which again, where you should have got to. And again, that was just coming out of that zone before, looking for more of a near term. This is quite big. So there was a little short here. I don't know if it's going to be able to go much farther. Again, you have all the buyers sitting right here with a confirmed level. So it is kind of at a reversal level. And the question is, are we going to see a reversal in the dollar's fortune today? It has been straight up since the European Open. So we would expect to see some type of return and roll. So that's coming into play right now. But technically, you should have just got out of a trade. So just be cautious with that one. Now, Aussie, yesterday we talked about this one. Again, you can see it hit it and pushed back down. Buyers came in exactly where expected. Hit it again, push back down, hit it, push back down again. So 1, 2, 3. I mean, actually, I guess you could say here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, and then 5 just kind of pinched through the top. Right now, again, there's still a little bit of a Harry Potter trade down here. The problem with this one is we got a lot of steps. A lot of poke here, poke here, poke here, poke here, poke here, poke here, poke here. Right now, looks like we are clear to this next level up. Again, we're gonna need some yen help on this one. You guys know how I feel about yen help. Yeah, there's some Aussie weakness in this one also. Um, as far as hmm, fortunately, I don't like this. Pop this off. Let's switch this up. Let's go here up. Yeah, it looks like I'm not super interested until we get down to here. 93.44. Okay. If you're a short, we're looking for that one right now. Of the two, I like the Aussie dollar short better this morning. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I think that's the best thing we're looking for. 93.44. Again, a 50% retracement from the most recent low to high. Decent level of basing in there. Nice little pushback down again that will give us kind of a run of about 60 something pips. It's about 2 ATRs on the 4 hour. So not the worst of levels, right? Not the worst of levels. Okay with that one. Euro dollar. So euro dollar, you can see we kind of went back down yesterday. About 11 o'clock was the bottom, and you can see a lot of buying in here, right? And funny, we're almost exactly where we pushed down to. Um, you can see all this in here, right? All this buying. That's exactly what it ran into, as it should have. It did pull back up again, and then it looks like it ended up coming through, pushing back down again, and then eventually this morning at 3 o'clock, it ended up pushing through, grabbing this little higher area. So, um, this is one of those ones. Depending on how you set this trade up, I don't know. Maybe if you set and forget this one, maybe you got stopped out on it, which would kind of be unfortunate because again, 1, 2, 3, and you were actually profitable again, and then it kind of went up and grabbed you. Um, this alert went off yesterday when this first initial run happened. And this is a pretty decent runner. I mean, this is 39 pips. We expect the euro dollar to kind of turn and reverse at 33 ish, especially with all the buying that it had right here with the open. So, um, yeah, funny enough, though, funny enough, if, again, sawtooth effect right here. Um, Actually, let's just use this. We'll go here, here. You guys can see what it turned off of this morning. And again, a little bit deep on the confirmation, a little bit shy of a confirmation, but there's hit number 4. You're like, nope, not interested. Files in, I'm out. Stop loss, break even, anything. But again, it was a nice little run for tomorrow, and again, it's pushing back down to kind of where we were looking for originally. So that's where it's there. Let's pull this alert off. We don't need that anymore. Um, we can run that down to there. Which is fine for the 50. Yeah, right now, I mean, right now, yesterday we talked about having an overall short target at 108.37. We're super close to that right now. We're about 15, 16 pips. I think we really look there. Again, this looks very much the opposite of what we see in the, what's it called? In the Dixie right now, right? Um, it's there. This one is going to drive me insane. I do think this is a risk to turn around. Again, where the Dixie is, where the euro dollar is, we know we have buyers coming in. Not the strongest level to target first. If we can get a top, just like we put in here, just like this right here, with this red push away where it comes back up again, looking for something like this. If we could take the picture, right, screenshot this, right? If we could see that, I don't want that there forever. If we could see that down here in the reverse, green and they pull back, I think you pull the trigger. Ideally, we're looking for a base somewhere, probably, probably like here, right? That's where we're looking for the base. So if we hit it and then we pull back again, it doesn't go as far. Again, that's where we're looking for this thing to, really kind of push away from it. Oops, sorry. Um, so yeah, euro pound. So euro pound, we were looking for a bit of a push away, and we got it. It came back down. You can see it's really struggling, really basing down here right now. Um, right now, of these two, with the data we have coming out tomorrow, I think that again, we're still looking for the pound to come all the way down to that 85 mark. It's putting some decent levels in, right? Again, we were looking for this to punch, and it did, right? Um, right now, I would say, let's see, do we have a 23? No. There is the level here though. How much more we got to go? Only 20 more. So the problem with this one right now is starting from there. Eight, till about there. This is when all the news happens. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to see kind of where we are tonight, 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. Kind of see where we're at in preparation for this. I don't expect too many changes, right? Um, I think if anything on this one, I think again, I don't expect either of the two French numbers to jump high enough. They're not in close enough proximity. The German number 38, I don't think that's going above. I do think that the service is expected to be lower. There could be a surprise in the flash services dropping below 50, which would hurt the overall European number, as well as you can see right here. If this is lower, maybe this only goes to 50.5, doesn't show contraction, but does this drag this down? I think we have the ability to go lower. Of these two right here, again, could the flash services, I mean, again, manufacturing, I don't think is magically going to jump above 50, but could we jump down? It's 1 percentage point basically we need to jump down versus zero point 0.6, with one already projected to go lower. I feel like we could have some movement in this one, but overall, I think right now what I'm looking for is a target down here, to look to be at 8880. I'm sorry, 85. Eh, Fortunately, this is it's now we're down to a 13 pip for our ATR. It was 14 yesterday. It's 13 now. We're down to 42 pips on a daily basis. So ideal if we can push down to this 85 number. Again, look for a little bit of help in this one, maybe for the European pairs. But I think right now we're still bearish this position based off the numbers and the forecasting that we see right now. Again, is there anything we can trade with this one? Not too much, unfortunately. It just again, this one doesn't really move enough right now to trade. Maybe the volatility picks up one day, but right now in the summer in August, 40 pips in a day, better opportunity exists. Right? But I think this one continues to go lower. Now euro yen. So funny enough, we were talking about a top up here, and we'd been here before. I mean, this is not a new level, right? Here, 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 here. Our thinking though was, hey, look for this one to finally turn. Give us a confirmation signal, right? Give us something that would let us believe that it was going to go lower. And there was a bit here, and you can see there was a red, but the green went above, and that didn't work. And then there was a red, green, and there was a red, green, red forming here, right? About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it just kind of base, right? And then all of a sudden we got the red, green, red over here, and that's where the kind of the zone pushed from. So there's your red, green, red from that side. So we were off by a little bit. The overall push, again, we were looking for 158.25, and sometimes this sucks, right? Here was the first red, green, red there, right? But it was still in the zone. It was a red, green, red, right? Established a zone and then just kind of base. Where this was a red, green, red, right? Red, green, red, and went lower, and then pushed back up to grab it. So a little different between these two zones of which one you could have taken, right? Ideally, if you get a red, green, red, and it makes sense. I mean, this one was only 15 pips, right? That's where the short came in. So we were calling for it. We looked for the confirmation. The confirmation actually came in higher. The push away, the pullback, and then the drop. So it's there. We're almost there. I think, again, watch for basing down here at 158.25. It's quite a large level. It is. Um, where it is, after a big push down, from really the European Open here at 3 o'clock, we've pushed down 105. It's got a 127 pip ATR. It is due to start, profit taking come in on this one. So yeah, I think you gotta kind of watch out for that one. Um, okay. All right. Are we looking to go long from here? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Right. Um, yeah, I just think it's just it's a decent level, great profit target. If you're not already in from where the top came in, again, I think it's just a little bit too much, right? Um, yeah, yeah, good target. I don't feel like that's a reversal. So again, you're looking to get short from yesterday. That's kind of where the big play was. At this point, I don't want to push it. Overall, again, two profit targets: 158.25, 157, and again, this is the level we talked about before. Next major level, again with the top put in, we can adjust this a little bit up if you want. Again, the 50 is still sitting kind of smack in there. You can see this 158.25 also coincides now with the 61.8. It's the last big punch off. We would expect price to turn here. So um, yeah. Sorry, figure out. Pound dollar. So pound dollar. We had talked about a top really trying to get out of this level. Um, Ideally, we'd like this to kind of go just a little bit more. It's kind of what we wanted. Um, it didn't quite get there. This morning, same thing. Dollar weakness coming in across the board. We've seen it everywhere. There's the 3 o'clock time frame for the dollar or for the market, right? The push down right now is about 82 pips. It's got a 92 pip daily ATR. So overall, I think we're getting close to a potential reversal level. Okay, we've been here before. We've used it. Is it the cleanest? No, right? But I think being that it's 10 o'clock already. I think there's a little hiccup right here. Actually, you know what? It may turn from here. It may turn there. Hmm. It's actually not a bad bottom with the touch. 11 pips. Um, man, whew, that's a rough one. It's 84. I would have liked just a little bit more out of it. It's a little bit early though. It is only 10:03, so it is a little bit early. Ugh. Man, it is early. I don't know what. It's a shame because it's a decent trade. I don't want to say it's bad. It's just a little bit. It's already pushed a little bit deep there, though. It's only 10 pips. It's only got to go to 1 to 3 is sitting right there, right there. That's all it needs to move to. Just a little bit early. Just a little bit early, right? It's a little bit early. And again, we're seeing the Dixie up high, so there's kind of there. I like this level better, but then I like the confirmation off this one here. So it's not the worst of trades. Oh, not the worst. All right. So, yeah, not opposed to this one. Not opposed to this one. If you're not in it, though, it is a little bit late. It was a little kind of just a miss of a confirmation. So, not bad. I think this one probably stabilizes. Again, probably somewhere in here. We talked about getting really clean, and unfortunately, it didn't get all the way up to where we wanted to go. Clean top and bottom was 128.19, 126.06, and we were just channeling sideways. It did punch through the top just a little smidge. and then kind of turned and started to roll back down again. So, um, yeah, yeah, not the not the worst trades. Um, Not much we can do with it now though. Pound yen, same thing. We're looking for a top. Look, one, two, three, four actually hit and pulled back again. So again, we're looking for a decent top on there. There's your red, green, red with your formation at the top right there. Let me change this back to yellow. It should not be green. Before someone goes, why is it green? It's not supposed to be green. And then there was your touch. Again, 3 o'clock in the morning off that level. So we were looking for another short from that level. We were just looking for the confirmation top in. Green, red didn't go low. It was a green, red. Red, green, red right here. Green, green again, not there. The green went higher. Red, obviously higher. Red, green, red. There's your stabilization for your top, right? And it was 16 pips. So again, looking for the top. There was your top, right there. And again, 16 pips on this one. That's 1 to 4. You can see it's passed. 1 to 3 is only sitting right there. So it's about a 50 pip runner, right? 50 pip runner looking for that top. And again, it relies upon the yen. We knew that, but we knew we had this big area here. If you were looking for this one for more of like a Harry Potter-ish trade, you could have used something along these lines here. Using the more near-term base, you can see that the base is actually up there, right? So you would have got an entry in this one. Let's see what it would look like Harry Potter-wise for you right now. Let's see. 1, 3 is right there. So you got pretty close. Again, stop loss, break even, trail it if you want, gets them in there. Either of these two would have been decent shorts in the overnight. Not bad trades. Two different strategies, right? Again, taking advantage of this big run to the downside. But the sad thing is, again, it relies on the yen. So, but I am good if we can get down to this 185.25 tomorrow. I do think it is important to note, and it's not obviously listed on here. Their data is 4:30. Yeah, 4:30 tomorrow morning. So pushing this one out till what I say Wednesday 4:30. Um, Seeing where we are here. And again, maybe how much does that really need to move? 65 pips. It's basically just a little over an ATR. There could be a push to the top side, right? There could be a push to the top side. Nope. Now there's tickets. There's tickets now. No, it's weird. I thought I had done this already. I wonder if I went back. No, it's working now. It's working now, Nora. See, you got to be paying attention. If you just kind of jumped in and tried to hit it, just didn't work. Um, so yeah, either of these pound trades again. One you're out. Second one you're about halfway through. You're sitting up about 25 something pips. You were almost there. You were just a little bit shy of profit by like 5 pips. Of the two, I like the top better based off the confirmation. But again, there's a Harry Potter. You could take either one of these in here. Either one of them is just fine. Okay. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, we were looking for a push down. We were looking for a continued push back down again, and it tried. Yesterday morning we rallied all the way back up, and you can see at 12 o'clock, we had said, hey, listen, here's your confirmation. There's your top on there. There's the confirmation coming in. 135, and again, it hit at 11:30, 12 o'clock. I don't think it's actually. It probably is out. There we go. Yeah, 1 to 3 is sitting there. So it did actually get out. It did. It pulled back in. So you couldn't have gotten too greedy. On this one, we knew that we wanted to make sure we got out probably around here. There's that wick over wick right there, and that's kind of what it ran into. So again, parabolic move yesterday. It did track down again. Looks like you got out of that one at about 2:30 this morning. The 3 o'clock. The interesting thing about this one is right here is where the 3 o'clock is. Right. So everything else, there's 3 o'clock right there. So everything else we've seen major dollar movement. This one really didn't do anything. It just kind of tracked sideways, a little push down, a little push up, and now it just kind of popped higher with the dollar kind of rallying. Not as much movement as the other pairs. So again, a little bit more insulated there. Not necessarily a bad thing. I still think this one needs to probably roll back down again. We'll remove the target right now. We probably have. If I can. Probably not going to be another opportunity up there to sell. Probably not that opportunity. So, didn't hit the bottom side. You know, I think look for a potential top somewhere around the 135.64 ish. Make this 64. Um, hmm. I'm leery about this one because again, this is a double top, right? It's a mirror wick up top. So again, I would expect it to go higher. There was the confirmation, but it pushed it really, I mean, really up to the brink, right? Up to the brink. I kind of need to see another kind of confirmation piece in here. But again, where we are with the Dixie, let's see. Yeah, see the Dixie's like, look, we went right, it went right, it missed it. It actually missed it by just a little tiny bit. See how it's struggling right now? So that's leading me to believe that we're probably not going to make it all the way back up top. Take that one off. This is probably going to roll back down. If the dollar is now officially out of steam, I think this one's going to have. I just don't think we have much more available in this one, based off of where the Dixie is. I think the Dixie is really kind of capped out at this point. Um, Not that we're going to have massive dollar weakness, but I feel like this one will probably turn the roll back to the downside. It's just not enough. And looking at gold and silver both being at minus 0.05, again, I think the market overall kind of feels the same thing, that we're running out of steam with the dollar. So, yeah, I just don't think we have much more. So, it's not where we want it to be. Plus, I'm not really excited about taking a short off that level. So, yeah, sorry, I don't really have anything with this one. Again, there was the hit from yesterday at noon. Um, since that time, nothing really great. Dollar Swiss. So, dollar Swiss, we talked about a profit target down here. We didn't quite get as low. It ran into the seller or into the buyers right here, and then kind of came back up. You can see yesterday. What did we do? Yesterday we had that little bit of a strike pulling back up again at 10:30, and then 10:30 was the top, and it literally rolled back down again. It did chop through a lot of junk in here, which is fine, but we're still kind of just going back and forth in the base. We're not quite there. Could you get a short on this one? There is the confirmation coming in here. Again, we're right at that. We know that it's struggling right now. Um, 8.8, right? 8.8 on that one. Um, It's not the worst of levels, right? We know the dollar index is struggling. We're starting to see it here. It's 10:30. This is when reversals come in. 8.8 is not the worst. Um, if you really need something, right? It's kind of set up back in the right spot. Um, it's not bad. I don't think that's horrible, right? It's not the worst. Not the worst. It's all right. It's all right. 8 for 25 or 8.9 for 27. Makes sense where it is right now with the timing. So, dollar yen. Playing with 146. You can see yesterday it looks like there's two peaks. 11 o'clock was the 146.40. Um, and then it looks like again last night we hit it again. So there was two different kind of hits of that 146.40 level. Again, it was a decent kind of reversal. It went well beyond, right? You can see it went well beyond. 1 to 3 is right there, right? Came down, used that 146, drop lower, and now we're playing with 146 again. So, um, as far as extreme targets go, I would expect this to kind of turn in reverse. Let's see. Is anybody going to be playing this one right now? Yeah, there'll be people playing it. Yeah. Oops. Um, I understand why people are selling this one. There is a zone in there, just so you guys know. You see this drop, base drop, and then confirmation touches off of it right there. I'll move that one so you can see it a little better. See the drop, base drop, confirmation, confirmation. So it is one. Again, once it became the bottom, you threw in the 61.8 on top of it. Um, Again, it's already had the one trade from yesterday. How much risk is this one? Oh, it's only 9, right? 1 to 3 is sitting right there. So, and kind of, you see, that's where the basing is too. So, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. Yeah, it's already deep in there. Again, it's if you caught it, great. It was a nice little confirmation pullback on this one. Again, accompanied with also a fib kind of piece in there. It's fine. It is what it is. I can't. There's nothing I can do with it right now. I'm not interested in taking a reversal off of there. Again, overall targets down below. I think again, profit target there, profit target there. If you really want to hold this one, right? Two levels of where buyers have stepped in the past pretty decently, right? Pop, base, pop. Is what it is. Let's check out oil. All right, so oil. Yesterday we talked about kind of two different small areas of targets, the 80.38, and we talked about 79.90, and we talked about a level here and kind of a weird candle-ish. We were talking about that level, and you can see that's exactly what we bounced off in the overnight push. We didn't go that far though. So overall, it wasn't necessarily the worst of pullbacks. It did kind of grab these targets, so let's just clean this up today. Um, Again, I hit the 78, so I don't necessarily need that one. Um, Really, for me, I think right now the biggest problem that we're going to have with this is, what is Bricks going to say? Is Bricks going to say something that's really going to change us around, right? Um, there's no headlines. It's not, inventory day or anything like that. I think if anything, I think China's weighing on this one more than anything. If China's bad, this is deteriorating to the downside. So, I don't think there's a long really until here. Are people? They are. They're trying to get in. Is what is happening with the 23.6. People are trying to get in on the short. So overall, I actually don't expect this level to hold anymore. Again, it was a decent bounce and it's pulled back up from it a little bit. It was a 786 from the top run. Too big of a level to take. I think if it comes down, I think it does smash through. I think right now you're short. I love to say this. I think we're short. We're shooting for 79 flat. Um, I don't know. 79 flat is not horrible. It's better than 81, right? So it, it's good, but it's not the best, right? 61 would be much better than 70, right? But yeah, I just don't think we have much. I think right now there's just not enough data. There's not enough data to drive this, and all the data we have had has been more on the negative side with China. So yeah, yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing that I'm super concerned about here. Yeah, yeah. Look for this one to deteriorate lower. Natural gas. Now, natural gas has taken a surge from this morning at 8. It's pulled back up again. You can see it kind of went all the way down. We haven't really broke through, so I'm going to move this just to kind of get a clearer look. Um, Kind of ugly. I mean, obviously basing, and that's what it's running into right now. If this was the top that we put in yesterday at 8:30, we ended up hitting it at 2. We kind of hit it again, so it does kind of make does kind of make sense that it's pushing to the downside. Is it a really attractive target? Do I like this one? Not really. It's not really my favorite. It's all right. I mean, natural gas has been so sporadic lately. Look, natural gas moves lower as long-term forecasts moderate. Remember, we've been talking about that. That hey, the ship has kind of sailed on the fact that extreme temperatures. But I said, hey, listen, we're getting close to September. That extreme temperature story is just not going to be able to, not going to be able to continue to hold water. And magically, less than 24 hours later, or I guess 24 hours later, what are we hearing? Oh, as temperatures moderate. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. So, yeah, um, I think it needs to go lower. I mean, again, we're breaking this 260 mark right now. I think what I'd like to see in this one is I'd like to see it. I'd really like to see this kind of break through and kind of start using 260 as a ceiling, right? I think having 260 as a ceiling would be a very beneficial spot. Um, it's not quite there yet. I'd like to see a little bit more basing, right? A little bit more basing. I don't even know if I like the bottom that much. Where's the bottom? Let's see. The touch is there. You know, I'm actually not opposed to that one. It's not the best of bottoms. It was a decent confirmation, but at least it was in good US hours, right? It was on a Friday, but that the bottom came in at like 8:30, 9 o'clock ish, and then it started the base around 10:30 to 12, right? And kind of just ran out of steam, which you would expect, on a Friday. Um, I kind of like that for a bottom right now. If we can push over to here, I think that's a decent spot that we can kind of do the bounce and then pop, right? Um, yeah, yeah, not. I'm okay with that. I like that one. I think that one's pretty decent. Let's look into gold. So gold, we talked about what 1903, kind of 50ish. 1904.50. It went exactly $1 higher than where we were talking about our reversal yesterday. And you can see it did touch. We talked about it being a 23.6 level. It was there. It was kind of confirmed before. Had you taken that one the overnight, you are out. I believe. Almost positive. Yeah, you're out. There's your 103, and then I'll pull back up to it. So, um, yeah, I mean, overall, both targets got hit yesterday. We were sitting right where, right here yesterday. Again, 10:30 was the bottom. Yeah, so 10:30 was the bottom, and again, it came up and kind of smashed through this one here, and then boom, went all the way up in reverse. So both long targets were hit, and we've just pulled right back into the middle of the zone, right down to that 1890. And we've talked about 1890 to 1895 really being kind of where this one is stabilized at right now, and kind of makes sense, right? Kind of makes sense why it's sitting there. So, really, I don't think tomorrow's data really changes too much. Yeah, I don't think it helps too much tomorrow. Trying to think if there's any maybe tomorrow, maybe, but maybe if manufacturing again, it's expected to go down just slightly. Maybe if that pops over 50 and we hold 50 on services there, um, maybe we get a bit of a surge. But honestly, if we pop over 50, showing that we're not, manufacturing is not collapsing, I feel that gives us a little bit more dollar strength, showing that hey, listen, we were contracted, but now we're expanding. I feel like that gives more power to the dollar. So maybe. Hmm, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe if the other, how close is it? It's 52. It's supposed to kind of hold. I mean, maybe if this surprise goes under 50, maybe we see it pop, right? I don't know. Kind of see where it's at. That one is at 8:30 tomorrow. 8:30, right? 9:45. Sorry. I put it at 9:30 right there. Maybe from. I mean, we're sitting right here. Maybe if we pop up or pop down, right? If from now till then we go to here or we go down to here, um, kind of gives us a little bit of a telltale. I think again, see what happens in the European session. I think that probably gives us the best idea of what's going to be released and what's announced. So, we'll go with that. Again, right now they're exactly the same. minus 0.06, minus 0.05. So the market doesn't actually know what to do with silver or gold either right now. And again, this one looks like it's much, much higher, but it's kind of where it was. Yesterday, we were sitting right here. Actually, right here. So we punched up and we're sitting overall, we're sitting a little bit higher than what we were, which I think is good actually. Um, so maybe we do get something out of this one tomorrow. Whoops. I don't know why that one keeps doing that. Keeps like prematurely clicking. This will be here. We can leave that there. Yesterday. That was the that was the pullback from yesterday. Can we play with the 2350 before news? Look at that. 2350. 2375 are the two levels. I actually don't mind either of those two for shorts. Yeah, I'm good with both those for news tomorrow. I think those are both probably pretty decent news things. If we can continue for this to accelerate. Again, they're both down just slightly right now. There's not really a main factor. Looking to see kind of when the European market kind of steps in, right there. So maybe if we can get a bit of an acceleration up, or if we push back down to 23. But if we can get up to those, I kind of like both those two. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we drive down, get a nice surge up into one of those two, and then we play the reversal from tomorrow from the news. So maybe that's the way that these are played. Not bad, not bad. Let's see what we got over here. Apple, nice little gap up. Unfortunately, Apple is fitting in some selling right there. Right. Tesla had that nice little gap up too, and it actually tried to fill the gap. Look at the sellers all right here. Oops. Look at all these sellers right here for Tesla. Again, after yesterday's surge, not surprised. VIX, little opening. We'll see what the pullback looks like. Yeah, it's trying. Look at this. It's fighting. Got the pullback, but it went deeper than the red candle did. There's a battle happening right now with the Dixie. Absolutely, without a doubt. Look at this battle. And again, this is a 15-minute chart, so it's lower, right? Surge. Profit taking came in at 10 o'clock, closed. Open, pushed lower, and is trying to go on the higher side, but it's struggling, right? It is struggling. So yeah, dollar is. We saw this in a couple different pairs. Dollar's in a very precarious position right now. Like it's definitely in a struggle, right? Um, yeah, that European influence should be out pretty soon. Yeah, but this should be turning. So let's see what we got over here. Indices are more looking like they're more negative. 915 is green, but again, not really pulling back. I guess there could have been a case made that says, "Oh, look, there was a zone right there, and it was confirmed," and we're kind of riding on the top, right? 915 kind of pulled up from it. Um, maybe you got long this one, and again, I'm okay showing this, right? Maybe you're like, "Oh, wait a second, hey, we're going long, right? Confirm level in the overnight. That's what you're looking for." The only problem with this one would have been the fact that we kind of had Obviously, a level of basing there. I don't know if that was a prior level. Doesn't appear to be. You wouldn't necessarily have had a 1 to 3 to kind of pull back to, right before kind of a top came in. It was all right, and again, I'm fine with it. We'll just delete it and say, hey, listen, you know what? You got stopped out. It's fine, right? We really don't see this that often. If it happens, it happens. There was a confirmed level in the overnight. It did pull back down again, although it did give you the green 9:15 candle, which kind of leads us to believe that it's going to be red. And then what did it do? It kind of tried to Harry Potter on the other side. I'd say right now, again, this is an old level from before here. It just happened to be that all this data, it stayed in there all yesterday, into this morning. You can see yesterday. What time did we hit it? 12. So yesterday we talked about this coming down to 43.80. You can see it came much lower than that. Came down to 73. Um, Much earlier than we expected, but yeah, it did come back down. Right now the negativity looks like it is in. We'll see if we can get something bricks out of this one. So it'd be interesting to see if this one goes. So is what it is. Maybe you got stopped out on this one trying to take this one long. Again, it's kind of high on the curve, absolutely. Not necessarily in a zone that it had before, but again, kind of seeing that red, green, red over here. It's like, whew. So yeah, maybe it took a loss. We're going to count that one as a loss. What do we got here? 9:15 again. This was at the top. If anything, it was pulling back up towards sellers. There's your kind of push down, and it pulled back, and it kind of went right to the top. It wasn't necessarily a concern level. This is one of those ones I would say is probably more of a no trade. Again, if you're following strict rules on opening print. If not, again, it literally pulled right back up again to a peak in the overnight, and then profit taking came in. So, I mean, European session drove it up. It pulled down. It gave us a green right beforehand, which, again, we tend to see red afterwards, and that's where it kind of launched through. The only thing that would have kept you out of this trade is saying, hey, listen, there's a base right there and a confirmation. But, again, we're kind of putting a new top in, pulled back to that top. That's kind of the top we'd like to see. So you may not have gotten into this one way or the other. If anything, I would say the chances are more likely that you didn't have the room to run versus just taking this one. But had you not done the opening print confirmation in the overnight, and again, this would have been a decent short. So I'm going to say this is a no trade because you could have taken this one either direction, really. Neither one. Again, the short, it was a much better short than it was a long, right? But because they were in such close proximity, you probably wouldn't have taken either one of them. So, yeah, but nice short. If you got the short on this one, very nice. Peak came back, and then right before the green candle pullback, I mean, you can see it exploded off of it very quickly. So, blew right through two zones right away, going back down to 15,000. So, but we are below 15,000 right now. So the feeling is going to be more negative at this point. YM. YM didn't even mess around. 8:15, 9:15's over here. You blew through all those zones. All those zones were blown through. If anything, you could say that, hey, listen, there's a level of basement right there, and there was a Harry Potter that occurred. You could probably see it on a 5-minute instead. Yeah. See how it came down? There, and then this is 9:30, and then 9:35 is where it came back up. So, again, opening print wise, no, it is already blowing through zones. It was breaking zones. It was in a downtrend already. It did give us a pullback, so you may have, again, if you're proficient with Harry Potters, maybe you grab that one. But otherwise, look at this one pushing all the way back down. Yesterday we talked about 34,367 being the target. It looks like at about 11:30 it came down and finally it snagged that thing. 11:30 is when it hit our target for yesterday, and we said, hey, look for potential reversals. It went deep, so not really the best, but it's a target first, and that was the bottom. Same thing's going to hold true today. We'll probably find some basing, probably a little bit lower. Here's kind of where the bottom was. Oh my God. Here we go. That's where kind of the bottom was. So yeah. I expect potentially a bottom around there. It's battling the Russell for the weakness. And right now, if the Russell and the Dow are both doing the same thing as they were yesterday, this is really kind of what's happening with the dollar. So yeah, not surprised by this one. This one was not fooling around today. And Russell, again, also not fooling around. But funny enough, there was where we talked about finding a top. Here would have been your top for this morning. And 9:15 is green, looking for a red. Came right back up and grabbed it. So again, opening print, not really. It was a level in the overnight. There was no confirmed level in here whatsoever. With it poking green, you were looking for a level, and the first closest level was there. So again, this is 2 mornings in a row where the Russell was like, "Yep, we're not playing around." And you can see right now it's down to a 1 to 10. I mean, it was a huge move in the Russell. 1 to 3 is only really sitting right there, right? So very very fast. It was an up and immediately out. So Russell YM kind of gave you the same kind of setup, right? Same kind of setup. Top came in at 8:30. We pulled back down again. It gave us a green 9:15 candle. I'm looking for a short, and again came up and grabbed that top level. And again, this was more of a Harry Potter. NQ kind of did the same thing, but Russell was really the cleanest of all of them. Oops. Right. So yeah, here's what it is. All right. Um, let's go ahead and do the drawing. I think everybody at this point has got an opportunity to get in. 5 people in. Mitch, Debbie, Briggs, Marina, Neuro. I saw Ernest here earlier as well. Before we figured out that the tickets were not running. Yeah, there's Ernest. All right, so I will take it to 2:30. That seems to be our magic number when we halt it. That way it gives everybody kind of that final little chance just to to get in. Cue the music. It's funny. I think now that the little ones are home, I think I don't know. So Kip got all my in-laws sick. Everybody was sick there, right? He was the bringer of doom. Now that he's home, I'm like, God, I feel tired again. Wondering if I caught what he was smoking. All right. Oh, hold on. I didn't want to do that. Crap. I guess I have to do that. All right. Winner of today's drawing. Somebody's not in. They're going to be mad. Winner of today's drawing is Marina. Marina took it with 1. So Marina was feeling lucky today. So Ernest should be happy. All right. Marina gets her 25 for the day. You know what I was going to do? Bad rigged. I said everybody's name today, Neuro. What I was going to do is I was going to put my login in and put 5 tickets in for Ernest because he put it in, but yeah. So Marina takes it. And yesterday, Marina got beat by Neuro, a 2-1, but it is what it is. All right, that's it for today. So I will catch you guys tomorrow morning again. A lot more news tomorrow morning, thankfully. I didn't rig it. I was trying to. I don't want to say I was trying to rig it, but I was going to put 5 tickets in for Ernest on my account, just because he did put it in, and I hadn't realized that I hadn't started it. So I didn't rig it. I said everybody's name. I said everybody's name. Oh, there you go. Assisting home sales slipped a little bit. So, not the end of the world. Yeah, it's close. Look, but manufacturing was better than expected. But yeah, so today, if you got anything, great. It is definitely a smaller base day. You're not going to get 80, 90 pip runners today. Everything that is retracing up is now or everything that is pushing up is now retracing. Just be aware of that one. Tomorrow should be better with all the data that we have, a lot more important data. We'll see if anything pops above or below 50. That's kind of what we're looking for. So with that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Great seeing everybody today, and I'll catch you then. Take care.